What is poppin', people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We got ourselves a real barn burner on our hands as we are looking to escape the Jupiter Beelstar dungeon. We got me on Titans, and we got Johnny on the Iomis. You know, you can't even call it 50 green cards. That card right there is yellow. This is TS Plants, I guess is the best way to put it. We're going to evolve for 1 cost, and then swing when attacking. Pitch the Skull Greymon, draw, and then we did not find the Titamons, so we are just going to trash to give block of retaliation. Level fewer, draw 1, 7k 1 check with jamming is enough. The Great Grizzly built up in the back is very, very strange, but I mean, he can kind of interact with us a little bit. Gonna put the Bacchusmon down, suspend, play out the Kiwi, and then suspend the Bacchus? To lock? No, okay, we do get the pop. We're going to play the Hyuga. And then we are going to get to Asuna out the Ogre to suspend and lock. And then Bacchus is going to see us play something, so it's going to pop the Hyuga that we played. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to extend further from there. Probably should have left the that thing alone. Left the Asuna for later. But we do get to extend here. We are going to use these one-off Skull Bellucci, which then lets us evolve into the Skull Bellucci from trash. And then we do draw a Titan, so we do get to suspend and lock Bacchus. We are going to play the Shaman off of that in order to just draw it a little bit deeper. Get digging. And once again, get the Kiwi down. Suspense. We get to lock. We get a draw off of the Wanya as well. And Digisorb into Blossomon. So we're getting hit by one of into one of. Here comes Ceres. She does get to do DP minus. Is going to be not enough though. -9, but we're like locked down, -9. It's a little inconvenient, and we can't from this position make anything more than that. So we're in like a weird one where we kind of want to extend. We're also, you know, immune to Digimon effects as well here, which obviously makes things very, very difficult for Titans. Obviously, a Tidal Stream goes crazy here, just bounces both. But we do not have a Tidal Stream in hand. So it's what we can try and do to try and limit the amount of damage coming our way. And it looks like we're just recognizing that we probably aren't in so much danger that we can't do too much. So we're just holding resources here, Invasion of Titans for a playback. A Titamon in trash is a Titamon that we have access to for the rest of the game. There's not really any bot deck that we... Okay, that's not entirely true. There is some bot deck that we do have to account for, but in this current board state, not something that we should expect. And that's what we're going to try and swing over. You know, 12 into 11 is nice and easy. We're going to swing 1 at security. Why we didn't do the Bacchus in to get the security burn, not quite sure. We could have been up as an extra security there, but ultimately choosing not to maybe put extra pieces in trash. And yeah, we're going to see the Tidal Stream. We're going to bounce both of the lowest level back to hand, and then we are going to link that into raising. Doesn't give us anything on board to play into to get suspended by Palmon. Looks pretty good there. And we are going to see evolve into the Kiwi, and then looking at that sprint dash training to go into the Dara. Dara going to suspend itself, and then that's going to give us a green TS. We're going to get the Flora. First we draw because we did play a TS, and then we get to pick up a plant and a TS card. And then we're going to make Bacchus keep the party starting. And now Siren down for protection. So a little inconvenient to try and interact with here. We are going to try and clear as much as we can, but it is just a little awkward to try and make it work. because we do have that Sirenmon obviously to try and account. We're going to swing, and then we'll use Ogremon, pitch the Scorblucci to... Well, we're supposed to suspend and lock something. Yeah, so we're going to suspend... yeah, so we are evolving through all of this. We do have a pending effect. So... Gets to... Oh, we chose the Tidal Wave first. Okay, so we went attacking Tidal Wave. Oh, yeah, I guess we just missed a suspension somewhere. Then we're going to get Titamon. Titamon is going to suspend and lock the Bacchus, and then we're going to have Fugamon come down. Fuga pop the Siren, because it can pop a 6k. It's going to pop itself into security. And then we were swinging over the body. I, quite frankly, was attempting to crash Retaliation into the Bacchus. But I am bigger. We did remember that the Bacchus should have seen a security trigger there, or like seen that a Digimon was played by effect. So it does pop the Fuga on the way out before we do crash. But yeah, totally did that whole thing with the intent to lose my Titamon. The fact that Titamon is still around is pretty cool. Going to hatch, evolve, and unfortunately, well, I was going to say, unfortunately, there's not really a way for us to get too much more than this, but the fact that we got the Dankanan means we can now do Invasion of Titans to draw 2, and then trash 2, and then one of my Digimon may attack, so we'll go in, and then because a card was trashed from my hand, we get to draw first because of the Hyoga, we were at 5 or fewer, and we get to play the Titamon, here, double pick up, and then trash 1 Titamon, and then we can declare Alliance, and then use the Inherit to go into the Titamon for 1. This Titamon's then going to trash 1 to burn top card of security. So we get our first damage in there, and then we are going in for 3 checks. Training, Bear, and then Asuna. So pretty good security. Pretty miserable. And we only passed 4, annoyingly, so we do not have a way of extending any further. What I would have had to have done to make this like more difficult would have been I would have had to have evolved for 1 on the Gobbly as my first action to spend that 1 memory. It would have passed us 5 total. Obviously I also couldn't have foreseen that I was going to, you know, end up with double Asuna, so my bad, I guess. One of those instances where new egg would have gone kind of crazy. But it is what it is. Or old egg, I guess. The Sunomon over the Dory would have gone pretty foolish. But we are going to get to go training. We do get to go Agio into Dera here because the Digivolving Digimon does not need to be green. Just what it Digivolves into needs to be green. So we'll get the Toge out because it is a vegetation that's under 6k. And then in comes Bacchus. Thankfully, there's no Digivolve here, but we do get to play out the Siren, and since something got played by effect, we do get to pop. And speaking of one-ofs, HPD into Dera, so we're going to make another one. Suspend Dera to give us... What are we thinking? A Grizzlymon. So many bodies. And we are at 0 memory, so we can just make Ceres here, and then Ceres suspends everything. This is 10 million damage. All of this because we hit double Asuna. That's my bad. All of this because I could not have foreseen that I was going to want to evolve for 1. Because we sequenced everything really, really well to spend as much memory as possible. But, yeah, oops, I guess. So now, because of that, we're trying to figure out how much memory we're supposed to spend. Because, well, everything's also immune to Digimon effects. Everything except this one unsuspended Togemon. So there's a lot that we have to try and account for here. And I think we're going to realize that we don't have a means of doing too much, so we're just going to take the cheapest possible cost. And then we're going to choose to pass 1 and then use Dankanan to make his attack. We're going to get to go jamming. Pitch a... Were you thinking of pitching a Titamon? Because, yeah, this board state pretty difficult to interact with. We just... we actually end up having to pivot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Skullgreymon and then go into Old Titamon to pass 5. Then we're going to use Titamon, pitch, Witch, because we, you know, we cannot meaningfully interact with these. We're going to go into... Well, we'll get to play Witch off of Invasion of Titans. No, we're gonna... Yeah, there we go. Play Ogre off of Invasion of Titans. Trash Shaman. So we've got double lock now off of the Titan and the Ogre. And then we're going to play a second. So we managed to get double lock, and then we are going to finish on Witch. And then that's going to be discard a Titamon in order to add back a Fuga, it looks like, just to try and pop 6Ks. And then we're going to tap Matt just to bring the memory back down to as little as we can go. So, you know, we turned what was, you know, swing lethal into a lot. Unfortunately, something did get suspended. So, you know, DP minus 10 billion off of Ceres. Something was played by effects. We get to pop lowest DP as well off of the Bacchus, or like play cost. Yeah, so we did all of that just to prevent the amount of damage coming in. He's on like 4 or 5 cards left in deck, so we're pretty close to being in some sizable trouble. But he also is pretty close to running out of cards in deck. The 3 deck lockdown is pretty big. We know that 2 of these Arseners are at the bottom of the deck, where they're not going to be able to properly loop as long as I pass enough. But yeah, we did still pass him a pretty large amount of memory, so able to establish a Dara. And then gonna go Dan Kanan. End of turn, we do get to Ceres for basically nothing, because it's we get the reduction, and then we get the reduction off Siren. It's misery. Dan Kanan gets to give us Gear Force, so we get a security back, and we get the Bearmon off that. Actually, no, we can't play the Bearmon because it has to be green or black, I think. Or maybe it can be any TS. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Digimon was played by effect, so we do get to get Bacchusmon on this turn, or Ceres. I think what we were checking here was to check and see if everything was a mandatory fire. So the Ceresmons were mandatory, the Bacchusmon was not. So the Bacchusmon gets to see the guy that we played out of security, try and kill it that way. And that is enough to gain 3 memory off of a Jack raid. So we have... I don't know what I think our lethal line is, but whatever it is, it's fake as hell. Oh, actually, no, I know what our lethal line is. Our lethal line is actually really, really sick here. So, well, allegedly, really, really sick. So we are going to be attacking. So I think we're supposed to, transparently, I think we're supposed to execute first and then trash with the mat in order to gain a memory. Now we get to go here, but straight up forgot about Puppet Monet. So the Digivolve 2. And we've triggered all other effects here, barring the Bacchus. Yeah, it's we had a second one in hand, so all we had to do was basically execute, do the check, execute again, and we had it. But unfortunately, we yeah, we did not. One of our Scobbleluches used to get bot deck, but we've gone through so many. So this passes 8. And then just going to trash the ogre to draw an extra card. See if there's anything we can do. There's not. We are going to execute. Oh, we're going to decline execute. We're going to Dankanan. We're going to Dankanan first to try and bot deck the... And then obviously the Sirenmon is going to get to come straight through. Decline the attack of the Dankanan, then we can declare execute. So we're going to try and swing through a body, I think. Yeah, so we're going to choose to link actually in raising because we realize we're not going to be able to do anything more than that. I'm going to swing at the Puppetmon. Because, oh yeah, there's the redirect. Obviously, you know, we are pretty small. And I guess the barrier. Oh, no, this one's not small. This one's big. And then we are going to Titamon pitch to burn the last card of security. So we do clear everything, but it's basically, can he attempt to pop us? We only have one card left in hand. I think there was probably somewhere where we pitched incorrectly. Just needed to hold on to one more card and we would have at least been able to interact with it in some way. Gonna get a suspension here. Something gets suspended and we get to hit me for minus 2 instances of -3. So -6. We're in a, like, basically what has to happen is we would need to have Snow Goblin. We need to have Invasion of Titans show up, Snow Goblin come out of security to add an extra card to hand, and then we'd be able to do it. But what we're instead going to do is we are going to scramble into Quartz, and then with that we have everything sideways, which is enough to burn to and check for game. So yeah, CS Green gonna take the first game.
Matrix Digivolution.
Hi YouTube, it's probably about time I did one of these again. If you're seeing this, that means you are not a member and you may also not be subscribed. You should check and see if you're subscribed. A lot of people watch my content daily and don't actually subscribe. Check and see if you're one of those people. It might even be glowing for you under the video. But yeah, I'm here to just say consider joining the members. For joining as little as £1 a month, you can dodge these for the rest of watching Digimon on my channel. And you can support the channel and help us do close to daily as I can for Digimon. Appreciate everyone that's been through everything with us in 2025. Was an awesome year, and hopefully I want to be able to do a lot more cool stuff in 2026. So with your support, it makes it possible to be able to branch out and do other things. So yeah, it took me 10 days into the new year to record a new sponsor segment. But yeah, if you're seeing this, that means there was no other sponsor. So please consider supporting me. Bye. As much as this probably feels like it was supposed to be a best of one, we're going to try and play a second game. Whilst we're getting ready for that, I'm going to say a thank you to all of the members that have been supporting the channel. You can do so for as little as £1 a month, or you can be like our ultimates, the Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, Brad, King of Knights, Rich Life, Sacred Armour, Zachary Nolan, and Cobb Unbound. Or you can be like our champions who do get bonus content from the podcast 1 month early. We've got Shinikari DHM, Andy Fing, Veggie Gibber, Kenneth Smith, Marta FGC, Kraken Security, Stephen Holgen, Obsidian Cross, Pap Kava, Samuel Larson, Bonsai Beard, Harlequin, Vival Kazas Donkey, Top, Scott Munier, Joseph Fang, Soy Sauce, Sleeping Squids, Bilal Sadawi, and Risk Kitty. So I'm going to start nice and early because, you know, we are running low on time. We do get to pass him too, and we do get to Gear Forest. Gear Forest cannot play the Asana. So we're just going to play the Asana instead. And then I'm going to swing, go into Skull Greymon, make Titamon, and then Titamon, pitch Fuga, burn 1, check 2, hit a training on the second one, and then we do get to get the Kiwi out. So yeah, we're playing lightning quick, and we are both going to make fumbles that go crazy. Suspends itself in order to block the Titamon to try and deny me damage. Is going to pick up the Puppetmon Ace, a known quantity now, and now we're going to see Gear Forest come through. Pick up, gets the Grizzly to assemble a blocker just in case. We're going to get to Asana. We do get to all turns pop with the lowest. Second Asana, pitch to draw 2, pop once again. And that's going to be my turn over. Just trying to assemble as many baddies as possible in trash. And I guess in the back row. Gonna get a Terriermon. Terriermon gonna go into Puppetmon Ace, the Digivolve 2, and then bot deck. So it does clear us off board there, and we're gonna get the Palmon down. We're gonna get to Fuga off of the Asana, pop the lowest, and then second one we're gonna get a Ogre. That is not what we need for like a Paladramon, but hey, look, that's a Paladramon. We're gonna swing. We swing at the Puppetmon, and this is my mistake. Since we're gonna end up being able to pop it, we should have just swung at security. If we swung at security, this was guaranteed game. I end up just making the attack fizzle, and you realize I see it here. Like I just made the attack fizzle like an idiot. If I'd swung at security, this would have been burn one, check one, and then yep. It would have been the level 7, but unfortunately, I beef it, and we end up going into overtime. So if you did like what you saw, some proper speed Digimon in that game too, and you like what you saw, we want to see more, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Be like these lovely people on screen that have supported the channel from Digi-Egg all the way up to the rookies, and shout out to the people that Digivolved up from the Digi-Egg tier to the rookie tier. Today's your birthday, then happy birthday. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.